going to Louisville this week for the tournament. Back after this. What you're going with there?
There you go.
Yeah,
You're
well done.
Connecting the dots.
Florida State third baseman Sydney Sherrill is the Defensive Player of the Year in ACC softball, and she's going to need another trophy case, Pack, because this is 2 in a row there, plus a Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago. So where are we going to keep all the hardware you're winning, Sydney? How's this going to go?
Well, my parents have created a Sydney shrine in their house, so that's where they're keeping all the hardware I've gotten over the years.
A Sydney shrine. So
Yeah.
what else is in the Sydney shrine? Just curious.
It's really just all my accomplishments over the years from high school and through into college. It's in a big china cabinet.
Can you walk by it without not getting embarrassed, or do you just zip right by it when you're at home?
I go right by it.
Yeah, good for you. This has been, by all accounts, this has been a different year in a lot of ways, right? The testing and all the scheduling and things like that. What's been normal about it? What's been comfortable about this softball season for Sydney Sherrill and really your team, I guess?
Yeah, so I think the comfortableness has come from just the team being together so much. And, with COVID, we haven't been able to get out and, we've had really strict bubble rules. So just our team chemistry and how close we are as a team, that's really helped us all the way through season and into where we're going now. And we've had to stay together and be together throughout this bubble, and nobody else really matters but us. And that's kind of been our motto throughout this year. So I think that's the one thing that's been most comfortable, is just being together as a team.
Sydney, coming from Oklahoma, who has great women's softball, how do you go from that environment and say, guess what? You know what? Lonnie's built a great program at Florida State. Tallahassee is for me. How does that happen?
Yeah, I think just the culture and the program that Coach has created and the other coaches and the players that have come through before, it's just so inviting coming here, and it just really felt like home coming here. And, as a young kid, I've always wanted to get away, and, Florida is that dream spot, and it was just perfect for me. And all the players that have played before me just inspired me to want to come here and be one of those players. And it's really cool to see it kind of all coming into fruition.
All right, you're the 2-time ACC Defensive Player of the Year, and usually when somebody's the Defensive Player of the Year, it means they're really good on that side, but offensively, might be a little give back. That's not the case with you. You're no give back on offense. So do you take pride in the Defensive Player of the Year award? Do you look at it as a singular achievement, or do you look at it as, no, both sides are kind of represented when people start thinking about it?
Yeah, I definitely take pride in the defensive. It's definitely been something that I've loved. Definitely probably my most loved part of the game, because hitting is so hard and it's so difficult and it's so mentally challenging. And, defensively, just being able to get out there and release all the hitting stress and the mental toughness you have to go through hitting wise. Defensively, it's just reaction, and it comes easy, and it's really fun, and I enjoy doing it.
Sydney, you've won a national championship at Florida State. What are the characteristics of this year's team, especially given the pandemic, that you can go, hey, you know what? There's a lot of similarities about what we're doing versus the team that won it all.
Yeah, so there are a lot of similarities, and obviously this year with COVID just being so crazy, our number one motto is, we bend and we don't break. And we've definitely gone through a lot of up and downs this year, a lot of trials and tribulations. And like I said before, we've stuck together as a team, and, we're going to stay together all throughout season, no matter what happens. And we've gone through those really hard lows so far this season. We've gone through a few of them. And so we know what it takes to, come out of that and come out on top, the next day or the next week or whatever it takes. So I think just dealing with adversity, this team is really good with. And that does remind me of the 2018 team. And it's really good to feel those similarities. But this team is definitely different from that team in its own ways. And we have our own ways that, we are better than that team. And It's just going to be cool to see how far we can get throughout the season because we do have such a close, tight-knit squad.
Sydney, how much, and I just asked Coach Rittman of Clemson this, and obviously that's a young program. I mean, when you guys won the national title, they were still on the blueprint on a piece of paper in somebody's meeting room, right? And now all of a sudden they've had this year. So they've got to go to the postseason, in the infancy of their program. You're from a brand name, a team that's been to the national top in Oklahoma City and won the event. And now you go to the postseason and you're a veteran piece of that team. So what changes in your mind? Or do you have to keep it the same?
I think not really looking at all of that kind of stuff too much, just kind of focusing on our team and every pitch and every game that we have to focus on, not looking too far ahead. This weekend, big weekend coming up for us, and we're really just taking it one game at a time. And we're super happy for the Clemson program. I mean, just to do what they've done is very impressive, and it's super awesome for the ACC to, have so many top programs in the country right now. And, we're just really looking forward to this weekend.
Sydney, given the fact that you have not played Clemson yet, was there a point in time during the season? I know you're worried about your team, the game today. I get all the coach speak. I get it. Totally get it. But there had to be a couple times you just took a look at the standings or scores and went, son of a gun, man, we've won 18 in a row, 12 in a row, whatever. So have they. I mean, has there been any scoreboard watching as this season goes on that you two are like these two locomotives in the night that are not going to cross paths until maybe potentially it's in the ACC championship?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely watched them. They're part of the ACC. They're playing, the teams that we have been playing. So, we've had to scout basically them because we're scouting the teams they're playing, which then again, we're going to play. So we've definitely looked at them and seen them, and definitely been exciting to watch for the ACC, but also knowing that, we could match up with them in postseason, or like this weekend, if we stick to our plans and we get to where we want to go this weekend, we could match up with them again. So, we've definitely looked at it and we're super excited about it. It's super cool for the ACC to have two top teams in the, top 25. So it's going to be a good weekend if everything goes well. And we're excited for it.
All right. So I mentioned you're from Moore, Oklahoma. And Pack said, that's right there by OU, for heaven's sakes. I mean, that's like Driver 3-Wood from Norman. So Moore, Oklahoma is also the home of Toby Keith. Does that mean you're a big Toby Keith fan?
I'd say we are. My family is. My grandparents are actually neighbors with him. So I think they've, spoken with him a few times, and the people around his property, and definitely big Toby Keith fans, I would say.
There you go.
They ever have to call the cops to tell them to chill out? Huh? You just say, get off my yard. I can't ever give you one of those.
No, not yet. Not
yet.
That's good.
Not yet.
That's good. Yeah.
All right. Here's my question for you. This is our traditional question for every student athlete. And the fact that you can concentrate on softball now that the semester's over. Since you've been in Florida State, Sydney, what has been your hardest class?
Hardest class. I had a history class. It was medieval century. Honestly, don't really know the times of it, but unfortunately, I didn't get to finish the class.
Oh, you did not?
The difficulty of it.
Wow.
I did not. That was definitely the hardest class.
So we dropped that one, huh? That was an E. That was a little air on that, huh? Did we just drop that and just say, pass, catch you later, right?
Yep, we did drop it, but as everything, we learned from our mistakes, and I used that information that I learned in that class towards another class.
See, that's the smart comeback right there. That was a solid save on your part. That's that great defensive intensity that's in that
that's
DNA.
That's exactly what that is.
That's exactly what that was. That's it. Well, listen, keep up the great work.
That was a rope smashed over third base, and you made a diving catch of medieval classics and whatever else that thing was.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. Yep. Keep up the great work. Man.
Thanks to Sydney Sherrill of Florida State for joining us here today, the ACC's Defensive Player of the Year. A ton of fun to visit with her And we wish the Seminoles good luck. Don't forget the ACC Softball Championship begins Wednesday afternoon. And this year it's on the campus at the University of Louisville. Our coverage of the first round starts at 1 o'clock Eastern.